let me just ask about the drivers to push you to make this business move. Do they still exist? I mean, do you think that consolidation is rife around Europe?
No, not in private banking or private wealth management. Size by itself is not a driver to success. It's only a match between client segment, focus, and the proper size in order to underpin that strategy. So I think in private wealth you still have to look at it case by case, and it's not a fully fledged industrial drive towards consolidation.
Zeno, good morning. Guy Johnson in London. There is a feeling, though, in the market that you paid a fairly high price for this recent acquisition, that the premium was fairly rich. If that is true, does that reflect the fact that there is competition out there for assets? Why did you feel that you needed to pay such a high price for that asset?
First, the price was fair and not high. Second, why did we do it? It's a very rare asset which has a high scarcity value, as it really turns the needle in terms of impact for the implementation of our strategy going forward. Second, it's a very pure asset in terms of market concentration. Notenstein La Roche holds more than 70% of Swiss domiciled client assets. It has a sensible profitability with a return on assets of over 80 basis points, and it stems from a very pure asset deal-based background, so almost no legacy risk that is linked to the old history of the Swiss financial center. All this makes a lot of sense for us and for our shareholders to pay that fair premium, and I would say the stock market reaction was underpinning our view.
And of course, it adds assets, it adds size. Zeno, you become a bigger private bank. Where does this put you then? Right now, where's your position? Where do you see it? Who are your chief competitors at this size?
Again, we do not compete on size. We compete on quality, and we had the aspiration before the transaction and after the transaction to be the leading Swiss wealth manager in terms of an investment-led and client-centric value proposition. We continue to compete on that. We have respect for our peers, but we are very confident that we can do better than they.
Zeno, let's broaden it out a little bit. Have you had any planning, any thoughts about the possibility of Volksgeld and the referendum in Switzerland going through? What would be the impact on your business? What would be the impact on Switzerland were that to deliver a surprise outcome?
Well, first, the referendum or the initiative will not go through. I think the consensus in Switzerland is strongly moving towards supporting the current very well working fractional reserve banking system. And there are no significant plan B or backup plans existing in this country. I would say if it would go the other way, the Swiss National Bank would surely take the lead and guide the country through that change, but nobody is expecting it to happen.
What would you say that the mood is of your clients right now, Zeno? I mean, we had some rocky political developments, obviously, in Italy over the last couple of weeks, but globally, there's so much uncertainty due to the sort of burgeoning trade war as we head to the G6+1 meeting in Canada today. Do you have clients that are seeking safe haven, or are you still looking at aggressive investors that are looking for returns?
It's a mixture, and clients have actually not heavily moved towards more to the sidelines. So the current sentiment of investors and also the mainstream of our advice still go through looking through the political headline risks, as we would neither expect the Italian situation to escalate to a new version of the European crisis, nor do we expect that current trade war talks has a true meaningful impact yet on global value chains or on corporate profitability. And we hear the same from the corporations we cover.
Zeno, you bring up what is happening in Italy at the moment. There was a time when people suspected that your institution may like to expand in Italy, that could be an area in which Vontobel could grow. Has the recent political turbulence made you think twice about that?
No, Italy has been and remains one of our focus markets. It's our third largest European market after Germany and the UK. But we serve the Italian market first as an asset manager, as we provide global investment expertise to our local distribution partners. And second, we serve Italian clients who are looking for international diversification and booking sent to Switzerland. We continue to drive these two businesses forward, and we do not think that the current political turmoil or talk will lead us to change our view on the opportunity for the Italian market for our very focused and very specific business model.